Alrighty, I'd like to call the order. Can we call the roll, please?
Yes. Christopher Toth is not here. Keith Alborn.
Here.
Gary Moss.
Yep.
Jeffrey Estes.
Yes.
Patrice Parsons is out. Jordan Scott.
Here.
And David Burrow.
Here.
Thank you.
Alrighty, next we're going to go citizens' comments. Do we have anyone signed up to speak tonight?
No, sir.
All right, we'll close citizens' comments then. We'll go ahead and move on to items for individual consideration, starting with item 3A. Consider an act to approve meeting minutes from March 27th, 2025, regular Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.
I have reviewed the minutes. I'd like to make a motion to approve. Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Can we do an all in favor vote? All in favor?
Yeah. Aye.
All opposed? Awesome. Go ahead and move to item 3B. Consider and act to approve meeting minutes from April 24th, 2025, regular joint Planning and Zoning Commission and City Council meeting. Do we have a motion?
David?
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from Thursday, April 24th.
Second it?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Sweet. On to item 3C, consider an act to approve meeting minutes from May 1st, 2025, special Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Can I get a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Alrighty, so let's move to item 3D. Consider an act to approve the Colony Mud 1F Section 4 final plat being 31.564 acres out of the Jose Manuel Bang Survey, abstract number 5, located north of Sam Houston Drive with the extraterritorial jurisdiction of Bastrop, Texas, as shown in Exhibit A.
Good afternoon, Commission members. This is part of the Colony Mud. Again, for the public information, a MUD is a municipal utility district. This is a section 4 of a final plat as described, 31.56 acres. This is the area that it's located at. And you can see where it's just an extension of the existing colony. This is the proposed layout of that final plat. Again, it's 31.56 acres, 89 residential lots, 2 non-residential lots, proposed single-family lots, follow the lot standards adopted, and we have a consent agreement with them as amended. So, any questions? Did I go backwards? I didn't go backwards, sorry.
You're considering the recommendation is to approve?
It complies with everything. Recommend approval. This is one I recommend approval because it complies with everything. Any comments, Alondra, I would be missing?
Make a motion to approve as written.
Second.
All right, call the roll.
Who's second?
Jeffrey.
Okay, thank you. Keith Alborn.
Yes.
Gary Moss.
Yep.
Jeffrey Estes.
Yes.
Jordan Scott.
Yes.
David Burrow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we can move on to item 3E. Consider an act to approve the Colony Mud 1F Section 5 final plat being 29.413 acres out of the Jose Manuel Bang Survey, abstract number 5, located north of Sam Houston Drive within the extraterritorial jurisdiction of Bastrop, Texas, as shown in Exhibit A.
So again, this is another portion of the MUD, another section. Again, extension. The MUD is a municipal utility district providing the utility to it. There's the proposed layout. This one again is 29.413 acres. It's going to be 106 residential lots and 4 non-residential lots. Again, they're meeting all of our standards in our agreements. And since it complies with all the requirements, staff agrees with approval.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, call the roll.
You look at me.
Keith Alborn.
Yes.
Gary Moss.
Yes.
Jeffrey Estes.
Yes.
Jordan Scott.
Yes.
David Burrow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome. Item 3F, consider an act to approve Valverde Section 1, Phase 3 final plat being .820 acres out of Nancy Blakey Survey, abstract number 98, located west of FM 969 within the City of Bastrop, Texas, known as shown in Exhibit A.
Now, again, this is a different subdivision known as Val Verde section. This one is in the city, has city water and sewer and Blue Bonnet Electric. Again, as you come in off 969, if you've been out there, this is the front portions. This is some rear portions. Again, they're going to keep extending backwards. There's the final plat layout for it. Again, it's a phasing of a subdivision. There's another phase. Again, it's 35.820 acres. It's going to be 170 units. It's part of the approved Viridian Development Agreement that was done years ago through public improvement plans, final drainage plans for these phases. And again, it's city water and sewer, Blue Bonnet Electric, and they comply with all of our requirements. Are there any questions on that one?
Is 20, do you have a question?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Is 20, Highway 20, going to cut into Val Verde?
So, help me here, Alondra, on the drawing. Let's go back to, so when you, 20 dead ends, where's the little light on here?
That's 20? Okay, there it is right there.
So to answer your question, we know the front of the subdivision is off 969, which is over here.
Right.
The little commercial corner. These are is this the casita lots? I'm probably not far enough. Where's 20 at? Is this 20? Where's 20?
Yeah, if you go down right there by 8733231 to the left, it should come down straight from there.
Help me here, Alondra. So 20 dead ends as
So
a
Puerto
state
Plata-
highway.
Puerto Plata, this one right here will go down this
I
way,
miss-
and
okay.
this is 20 down here.
So we're still missing a gap, but where they ran the water line, there's going to be a true street connection through there. So there will be a connection where that red line is. You've seen the site cleared. The site was cleared for the water line, but that street will be connected to 71.
For sure. So that area's already been cleared. Is that road going to be built in conjunction with the expansion of this, or is it going to happen
Be
after?
another phase.
It'll be another phase.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get it in, they show the right-of-way in now, I just don't know the timing on it. And I need to go back to the construction plans, we're approving the plat, but based on the plat, that's gonna be part of the construction for the subdivision. But I'll clarify that. But there will be a connection, but what you see coming in off 969 will go all the way to 20 to that connection. It'll be like a boulevard.
So they can get out of there and get on to 71.
Now they can come down to 71 and take a right.
That'll help.
And if you're coming down 969, you know you can cut through the subdivision will help you too.
Right, right.
Yeah, you'll be able to go through, there looks like they have connection points all the way through the colony too, as
But I was
well.
going, thanks, Jordan. I was trying to go back to that and, I don't have a-
So
go ahead. Can I go back and do that, show that?
it's, the street is George Negan, that's up on the top, that connects into the colony.
So there's connection from the colony into Val Verde to get through Val Verde.
Yeah,
to everything.
that right there is going to alleviate a ton of traffic in that area.
It's right up there in Alondra. Is that it? So I think that's finally open now because we've accepted that part as a subdivision, but you can come off 969 and through the here, you get from the colony into here,
It's probably a year away though, isn't it? Probably.
or at least. This is the platting, they'll have to go through the construction and all that, but probably about a year.
Yeah, all right, good.
What are the size of the lots that are in there?
No clue.
A quarter or a third?
So they're all part of the original agreement.
It's at 0.1 of an acre.
How much?
0.1?
0.1.
Yeah, I've been through a lot of them.
So the clarification on that, and good question, we've adopted new lot size requirements for future plats.
Right.
They're vested under a developer agreement that was done years ago. So that's how they get to stick with those lots. So there's a lot of existing developments out there that were approved to be phased. That developer agreement, they have vested on the lot sizes through those DA agreements.
Is this considered affordable housing? I know that's a loose term.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
when you
gonna be
have
the
a lot
typical-
that small, you're
They're
gonna,
gonna be the typical to $200,000 to $300,000 homes. That's what they're going for there right now.
okay.
They'll- Well, the problem always is with affordable housing or any housing, is the dirt's gonna be the same cost, the development's gonna be the same cost. You gotta get your lot size to spread the cost out per lot, but you're still at probably $40,000 to $60,000 a lot, even on these small lots. And then you can't build a $100,000 house on a $40,000 lot, and that's
Yeah.
the ongoing problem.
Yeah, but, yeah, if y'all haven't had a chance, you should drive through that neighborhood. I was looking for a home just recently, and we went through that neighborhood, and they're crammed in there for sure.
It's tight.
Yeah.
We just had a little open house up, there. They're doing good, they're good and doing themselves. And part of that subdivision is FYI, it was really a holdup because we were working through the final acceptance in the front phase. Part of the acceptance of the front phase was getting the lift station online. So they're just now really, over the last month or 2 months, really being able to sell homes, so.
Yeah, okay.
Any other questions? Thank
Cool.
you.
What school district are they gonna be in?
That's a BISD. So that's part of, again, on subject but off subject, is BISD is the new campus with elementary and West Bastrop Village off of 20. That's a new elementary school. And the two schools on Old Austin Highway will be like middle schools, 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th. So those two schools are ramped up to
Yep.
take these kids.
Yep, okay. Could I get a motion?
Make a motion that we approve it?
Second.
Okay, call the roll.
Yes, sorry, Keith Olbermann,
Yes.
Gary Moss.
Yep.
Jeffrey Estes.
Yes.
Jordan Scott.
Yes.
David Barrow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cool. So let's move on to item 4, updates starting with item 4A, discussion regarding the trees removed at First National Bank headquarters.
So just keeping everybody informed, information, there was concern about the trees in front of First National Bank. At the time the trees were removed, and we're still all kind of in transition or tree ordinance, but we've gotten there now. At the time they were removed, we were still under the 14-inch requirement. They were under 14 inches. They also were having issues with paving, upheaving, with irrigation, and it wasn't really a clear intent to remove trees and not do anything. They have a master landscaping plan where they've gone back there and done brick pavers, they're gonna do flower pots, they're doing some decoration, so the trees that were removed were under 14 inches, so the tree ordinance didn't apply to them.
Well-
It wasn't just a clear clearing. Part of tree removal was affecting their tree system. So their goal is to landscape this, as you see in this picture right here, this is what's there now, and to get the irrigation system going and maintain the rest of the trees, beautify the site. So again, it wasn't a clear intent just to take out trees and do nothing. It was
Yeah.
an overall beautification project.
And it wasn't First National Bank, it was the person who owns that parking lot,
It was
right?
actually First National Bank is doing all this. Well, we've had a good discussion with them. They're paying for all this. They're redoing their signs. They really want to be, we're really impressed. We're doing a lot of good stuff with the public, with the community, with businesses.
Sure, sure.
This is an overall beautification of the site. They want to redo their sign,
Yeah.
redo this, and we've been working with the bank directly. They've been very supportive of their landscaping. So I'm not sure if the bank owns the property, leasing, but the bank is actually doing all this work.
They own all those buildings, don't they?
The bank does?
Yeah.
I'm not sure who the owner is.
'Cause I know I've been in Planet Fitness a few times when there's been problems, and they take your orders from the bank.
Do they? Okay. But they've been very,
I didn't know that.
and our goal is to work with all these businesses, and I keep going the wrong arrows. Again, they want to do, again, there's a lot of excitement about what's going on with Bastrop, and these existing businesses really want to be part of the community.
How does they figure the runoff from water? They
Do what?
can't see the runoff, water runoff.
So again, they were disturbing right at 5,000 square foot or less, which doesn't require a drainage plan. You had some runoff already, even though it was dirt. What they've gone back is if you've increased some runoff by the brick pavers, but they were creative, see the gravel around the
Yeah,
beds?
I watched them put it in.
That's an absorption bed to try to carry the additional runoff. So they're going to be close, if not better, drainage by having that French drain catch that additional water.
Yeah, that was my question, okay. Yeah, I guess really the only concern would be the drainage because they cover those beds, but
And that was their goal to comply with. That's a
yeah,
pretty
if
deep
those
rock there.
trees were within the requirements of the current code at the time, then that's that.
They weren't in really good shape.
Well, then again, there's two things. They were under 14 inches, which what the rule was at the time, and they had an argument of how it was impacting the parking lot. They're trying to get their sprinkler system go back, and they didn't do a very good job, the previous owners, of maintaining those beds and maintaining those trees, and they weren't healthy trees. Besides size, not healthy, it was causing physical impact.
Okay, cool. Anything else? All right, I think that we're good with that one. Moving on to 4B, future development-related items.
So just, I'm going to keep going the wrong way. So any particular questions on any future development that before I go into a monthly report, anything going on? Okay.
When's Agnes Road going to be completed? Because it looks like it's about done.
We're going real good on that. They're paving the parts in front of the deal. Have you had anything from Elizabeth on time frame on Agnes? It'd probably be, we've got to get through all the Pecan Park stuff, but hopefully, it's almost say 6 months to a year, or less
Still?
than.
Wow.
They still got to do the
I
crossing
think the
across the
estimate
creek.
was a year.
From
I
the
think
original construction.
November was
the
when-
actual construction was meant to be a year.
But the western portion ought to be close because of the hotels, those lanes. I think they're fixing to, remember correctly, bases down, pave that, so section will be improved
It's
soon.
already paved. They just have to put one more layer on.
Yeah, but the whole project from, so this section goes from Walmart all the way to, give me the highway,
304.
304. So that section from the existing behind the hospital to 304, where we had the existing 2 lanes, will be close to being complete. And you still have to cross the creek and get all the way over to, behind, you see behind the barbecue
Yeah,
place,
right
all
now,
that.
for them to get to the hotel, they got to go through the subdivision.
So we're trying to get Bullhead open so they can come off
Yeah,
the
let's
Bullhead.
get that done.
Are they going to start the road expansion on Burleson anytime soon?
We're still working through right-of-way and all that, and that's becoming a faster-paced project because that affects the second phase of Sendero to the back.
Yeah.
Not Sendero, Burleson Crossing East.
Yeah.
So Lowe's is Burleson Crossing West. Burleson Crossing East is the field that you see where the site work's going in, where PetSmart's going in,
Yeah,
one of the steakhouses going different.
to the east of Lowe's.
So south of their main road, that's the southern section of that development. The north section, that part of the connection to the development is going to be Agnes time, not Agnes. What's the road again? You just said?
Burleson?
Blakey.
Or Blakey?
Yeah, tying into the back.
Okay. Was curious about that, but that's it.
When do the new wells come online?
Again,
Water is all, I know, water.
everything we do, and Sylvia keeps saying we're on Indian campgrounds, is everything we get down on these big projects, that last little pump, that last little switch, they should be on. They keep saying any day now, contingent upon some pump that controls something.
We're always talking about these developments and water is always
Yeah.
do we have enough water?
So on monthly updates, go over the big ticket items. And again, we just went through budget this morning, trying to project future deal. The subdivision you saw outside, we just talked about real quick in the colony, those are all outside the city, we're just involved with the platting process. We're approving additional lots in Val Verde tonight, but they've got to build those lots now. So about a year later, we'll see permits. So part of these numbers, and for our budget purposes, is the only place we really have right now to build houses is in Val Verde, and a little small subdivision in town. But on the monthly report, we had 3 COs, we'll go over those. We had commercial remodels, irrigation, single-family 16. Again, most of those were probably Val Verde. We have a few infill here and there. Residential remodel, roofs are ongoing 18, trades are 60. But the highlight is, on the bottom, you see 25 is Longhorn Steakhouse, which is Burleson Crossing East. Pronto Insurance, which was a nice improvement. If you remember these insurance businesses right here on Chestnut, and there's one right at the DPS that all the ugly signs on the walls, that's all been, so part of them changing ownership, they had to comply with sign ordinance, so that's the 2 Pronto Insurances. You see one by DPS and one right here on Chestnut before the fire station. The 489 Agnes Street, Suite 102, refreshment, what was Elemental Solutions, what was that one? 489 Agnes, 489 Agnes. Help me on that one. 201 Hunter's Crossing is the strip center for massage. And then College Street What was College Street? She didn't reference what College Street was. Can y'all look those two up for me real quick, what 428 and 433 was?
489 Agnes is total wireless.
Okay, in the strip center. And then Hunter's Crossing with a massage in the strip center and Hunter's Crossing. What's 433?
It's a commercial remodel.
But she has College Street, College Street. While they're looking that up, we'll shift over to the going the right way again. So there's those. So planning on the right side. On the platting side, on the right one, you got 2553, which was a plat approved. That was for the amenity center back in the back part of West Bastrop Village. Jasper Street Retail is which one was Jasper Street Retail too?
That's the one that's going there by the Courtyard Marriott. They're doing a
Oh, that
retail
was, okay,
space.
so behind, so we know the Courtyard Marriott's going in behind CVS. Directly behind that, when you pull beside Jack in the Box, there's a street that runs back through his private street to Jasper. There's one little commercial corner left on that corner. They're gonna do commercial on that corner. So the hotel's gonna be to the right of / west of Jack in the Box. You pull straight back, there's one more hard corner left between there and Jasper, will be a little commercial retail. We figure out what College Street was, commercial remodel? So I apologize, but to clarify that for next time. And then the 2556 Settlement Estates, 150 Settlement Drive. Entire complex, that was for
That's the apartment complex, senior living that's on Settlement Drive.
but what did we do there? That she put on the list?
That's over in between Burleson East and,
Oh, is this a zoning verification letter? Okay, so the property changed hands, it's a zoning verification letter, so no true activity other than verifying the zoning. And then, so this one I just went over was for March. Go to April now. So in April, just going to go to the big ticket numbers, 3 COs, go down to the bottom. The big one is that 25-621. This is PetSmart. So again, Burleson Crossing East is to the east of Lowe's. On the kind of back right corner behind this 150 settlement, there's going to be the Sprouts, and right next door to Sprouts is going to be a PetSmart. Fiesta Tortilla is in our industrial park at 414 Technology. They're going to be, again, in our industrial park, kind of across from LS Electric is. They're a commercial tortilla factory. The Learning Daycare Center at 199 State H 304 is a proposed daycare in the Bastrop Grove development. The Bastrop Grove along 304, the daycare.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Cottage and Crow on Main Street was a CO. Dallas and Friends is a little building here on Chestnut for a little dark-looking building, a little resale shop. Dallas Big Brand Tires used to be, and help me, the tire shop here on, was the mechanic shop right here on Chestnut?
Bernard's.
Bernard Tires, so they were
He
bought
sold-
a,
He sold out.
so Big Brand Tires has applied for a CO for that.
Wow.
that's a big one.
Yeah, it is, man, he's great.
Yeah, he's good.
I've taken my trailer. to
I have
church
taken
there.
everything to him.
Is he totally out?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. They're in Austin also, that same company is in Austin.
Menards?
Big Brand Tires.
Oh, Big
It's in
Brand.
Austin.
Help me on Valenta Academy, 702, which one?
That, yeah, that's the one at the fitness center.
Okay, that's what I just talked about earlier. So little private school and go to the existing fitness center, that's going to use existing classrooms. 25665 is our ongoing work with the school district. This is, they're adding on to the north side of the gym, adding more classrooms, adding more gym. Again, it's working with the school district, the main high school. Frontier Bank at 921 Main. So the old bank building, they're taking it back over as a bank building, doing a real nice office remodel upstairs.
It's where the Art Institute was downtown.
I guess that used to be a bank, didn't it? And it was Art Institute, and they're taking it back to a bank.
I believe prior to the Art Institute, it was a bank.
Dockside Bastrop, BTX Bastrop is a property we really have been working with. That's old Cedars Grill. Everybody familiar with that, right there on 901?
Yeah.
Some nice young men bought it with good intentions, was doing cosmetics, not realizing how much work the building needed
Yeah,
to be
that's
done on
a, that's a
electrical.
seafood place, right? Or it's gonna be a
They're
seafood
really, I'm
place.
excited about the two owners, but they should have had a builder involved before they started because electrical had to be brought up to code, electrical service is too small, so
more
that's
than
why
what
it's
they
taking
thought.
so long, but they've been sticking with it, we've been trying to work with them together, so it's something we're working with, but I think they'll do a good restaurant, it's just getting through all the physical stuff and getting them open. Spring Street Apartments on Water Street, refresh my memory on that one,
It's a remodel
remodel.
of the apartments.
Okay, that's where they did, so behind the fire station, they did all new siding on it and new roof. And then, I'm on the right slide, hang on.
Got a question for you.
Okay.
Alec. Are these charts available to us to be able to use? The reason I'm asking is that since I'm on several boards, like the Historic Landmark Commission, they would be very interested in seeing some of this. Also,
So you're saying you want me to make a same presentation at HLC when we do HLC?
well, not necessarily. I mean, just if I had this, I could talk to them about it. More than anything else, just give them an idea.
Well, now that we
Because they're
have this,
constantly asking about, well, what's coming up, Gary? You're on
well,
P and
if
Z.
it's okay, we'll say that for an agenda item on HLC, it's a presentation.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, now that y'all have this, and it's a public meeting, this is public information, y'all can share it, and we don't mind on any board making it part of a presentation, so.
Right. Okay. So I'd ask you for it, or you're just going to send it to me?
I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Cool.
And the other one is, if you're familiar with Bastrop County, has their existing building on Jackson Street. This is a lot behind it where they're going to do a service building. That last one, on the bottom right. Any questions on any of those?
No, doesn't seem like anything crazy or historic's coming up.
Everything's been going good.
Good.
And then, again, individual requests.
Yeah, any individual requests from planning and zoning commissioners for particular items to be listed on future agendas? None? Okay, we'll
And
move over
don't
to,
adjourn yet, because I do, sure want to add one thing. I should be back under comments. Let me see what's next.
oh, we have one
I'm
more
gonna
thing?
go skip back to, updates. Well, I want to add it to your update. So Jimmy Crouch stepped down as commission member, just for certain reasons. So we were short one with him, we're short two, so anything y'all can do. One, thanks for showing up tonight, because we're going to barely make a quorum. But if y'all can help us get two people to volunteer to be part of your great group, we'd appreciate it.
Sure. We'll put the word out.
And the big one I know Mr. Moss loves.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Mr.
John.
Moss, you ready? Your favorite agenda item?
Oh, I'd like to propose we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
Thank y'all
Thank you.
very much, everybody.